Beatles drummer Ringo Starr. Why was he called Ringo Starr? How did he get that name? I'll tell you about that later, okay? Leave you to think about that. But we're going to have a look at the road and the house where Ringo was born. This road on the left here now, this street is called Madron Street, and Ringo was born at number 9 Madron Street in July 1940. So number 9, if you look to the left hand side of the street and count down 5 doorways, there's a house there with a little bit of green paint on the foot. I think there's a taxi right opposite at the moment. There's lots of writing on the panel there, which is where the window should be. That's number 9 Madron Street, and that's where Ringo Starr was born in July 1940. That makes Ringo the eldest Beatle. He had his 73rd birthday in July. Now Ringo's mum and dad, their names are Elsie and Richard. Okay, Ringo moved here age 6 to number 10. Now number 10, halfway down on the right hand side, it's painted pink with white with pink windowsills and a pink drain pipe. And Ringo lived in that house from age 6 till 1963. So he was a famous Beatle, and he was still living in that house with his mum and his stepdad. He had his 21st birthday party in that house, and guests were people such as Cilla Black and Jerry Marsden out of Jerry and the Pacemakers, who sings our great football song, You'll Never Walk Alone. Jerry was brought up in this area of the city. Those of you Ringo Starr fans might recognise this pub here on the right. This is the Empress pub, and when the Beatles split up in 1970, Ringo's first solo album was called Sentimental Journey. He put a picture of this pub on the front cover of his first solo album. So if you look in the window there, it tells you. And obviously if you've got that album, you'll recognise this. And Ringo was obviously thinking about his childhood. A couple of locals there enjoying the sunshine and a pint, so give them a wave, folks. They're a friendly bunch around here. There you go, they'll wave back. Excellent. They'll ask if it buys a pint, will they, Tony? Okay. Right, on the left here, folks, these blue railings here on the left, this is Ringo's first school, so he didn't have far to go to leave the school. And another great Liverpool rocker, a guy called Billy Fiore, whose statue you may have seen in the Albert Dock. Billy Fiore was also brought up in this area, and he attended that school. Billy Fiore was Liverpool's first rock and roll star of the 1950s. If you haven't heard of Billy Fiore, folks, go and buy his greatest hits. If you love rock and roll, fabulous artist, really, really great singer, who died far too early, Billy Fiore. Back to Ringo though. Ringo was very sick as a child. He had a lot of illnesses, kept him away from school. He had pleurisy, and he also had a serious appendicitis. So he spent a lot of time away from school. When he was 15, he went back to his old school to get the reference to help him get employment. And the school turned round and said to him, "Who are you?" Couldn't remember who he was because he'd hardly been at school. Funny then, a few years later, when he was a famous Beatle,